How's it going all? So welcome to part 4 on the old Corsa. So we're getting there now with it, which is cool. Got it sitting here in front of me and it's looking really good. So I'm Carl, welcome to Car Transformations UK, and let's carry on with this Corsa. So I'll spin you around, give you a bit of an update to where we are, and we'll keep moving on. So this is what she looked like with the old wheels done as well. Bodywork still gleaming like mad, as you can see. Oh, let me get up and give you a bit of a walk around, just so you can get up to date. All the back end's done now, I've done that all off camera. But as you can see, absolutely gleaming, shining like mad. All the badge parts are removed. We put a new badge in the centre there. Number plates off and ready to be replaced. All this side is done too. And yeah, she's starting to look like a really nice shiny little car, which is awesome. If you compare this to what it was like when it came in, well, there is no comparison. It was completely different. So that's awesome. So right, next thing I'm going to do is I brought over my little tyre compressor from home today, which is this little beast here. It's actually quite powerful for what it is, but nothing compared to that thing over there, obviously. But she's still not wired in yet, so we're going to use this one today. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the badges out of these trims, and we're going to get these trims sanded down and ready to be painted. So I built the air up on this. I'll show you the sander and sandpapers and stuff in a minute, and we'll start blasting away at these trims and see what we've got. But the first thing we're going to do is get this out and cover the car up, because the last thing we need is 10 ton of sand and dust all over our nice clean car. Basically all this does, you put a sheet over the top. I'll whack you on the stand and show you that, and we'll move on from there. So let's get it covered up before we start making a mess in the unit. So she's all covered up nicely. Well, he says. She is now. So no dust or anything can get on it whatsoever. So let's get these trims and I'll run you through what I'm using and we'll see what we can do. But the first thing I've got to do is take the badges out of the centre of them. So this is what we're working with, and as you can see, got loads of nasty scuffs and stuff around the sides. And what's the point in having a lovely clean car if the wheel trims are all nasty like that? So what we do is the badge in the middle, we spin the trim round, get the wrong end of a screwdriver, tap all these bits, he says, give it a little pull, and off it comes. And we get to do the bit behind the badge as well now, and it won't stand out and look a mess and spoil it. These bits on these sides, where it sticks out like that, we'll cut them pieces off with a sharp blade and blend them in and make these look really nice. So that'll be number one. So today I'm going to be using the old DA sander. Got an interface pad on, soft pad so it doesn't press too hard. And then what we'll do is put the old sandpaper on it, which is the gold 320 grit. It's all good quality stuff, so shouldn't eat into it too nasty. And what we're trying to do is pull off all the paint, all the flaky bits, and sand it down so everything's nice and smooth, ready to prime them. So we'll have a go at that and see where we can get. Right, so I'm going to whack the old mask on. Nice new one. And we'll start sanding this trim, see what we get. What I'll do is I'll put some music on because the compressor's quite loud. You won't be able to hear anything. So is the sander. And then I'll pop you back in a bit once we've got through this trim and I'll show you what's happening. So, let's do this trim, shall we? So, as you can see, all the scratches are gone. Got to go up some other grades and just do the edges and finish off the edges. But looking pretty good. Cut that little flappy bit off the side there off camera and smooth that in. Do a bit of hand sanding in this middle bit here where it's a bit shiny. And obviously in all the gaps. And then we're done with that one. And then I've got 3 more to do, which I'll put on fast forward. You what we've seen me sanding trims all day there. So I'll carry on. Okay, so I think you get the idea. There's no more scratches in them now. Still got a little bit of work to do off camera, but you don't want to see me sanding all day. Got through a few bits of sandpaper, but nothing to worry about. So I'll do the rest off camera. The little scratches you can see, like them little tiny bits. Try and get it to focus. Them little tiny bits on the edges like that. All I do is put a bit of car body filler in them, smooth them off, and then it'll be as smooth as all of that as well. So lovely jubbly. I'll do the rest of that off camera, and we'll get some primer on them. Okay, so as you probably know, we ain't got a spray booth or anything built yet, but it's all going over there. Hopefully in the next month or so. All costs money, so we've got to save up and do bit by bit. But today, for this purpose, I'm going to get a bit of primer on like this by hand, instead of using the guns and stuff like that. So I'll bring you along and let you see how that happens as well. You only need to prime the damaged areas where you're going through on the paint and stuff. So, okay, so that's the damaged areas on the trims all primed up now. I'll probably do another 2 coats before I finish on the primer, but I won't show that on camera, just giving you the idea of what I'm up to. And then after that, I've got the silver coats and then the lacquer. So I'll get a few more coats of primer on there, and then when I'm ready to put some silver on, I'll show you a couple putting the silver on, and then I'll move on. Well, I think I've got, I'm not sure, 4 or 5 coats of primer on now, so we've covered up all the repairs and stuff we've done. The damaged areas that's gone through the paint and down to the primer coats and stuff like that. So that's great, and now moved on to putting some silver on. And what I'll do is I'll get like 3, 4, 5 coats on. I'll do like little dust coats to start with, just to sort of build up the bit of paint and get a nice flat smooth surface. And then I'll bring it back in when we hit the last coat, so you can just sort of see how it happens, and then I'll show you what they're like once they're all done. So I'll do that now, and I'll bring you back in with us fairly soon. Okay, so I'm going to start getting these last coats on. I'm obviously outside. I'm using a water-based paint, so it's not a problem. But obviously we've got no spray booth at the moment, so we're doing what we can until we get one built. That will obviously dry up as a not brighter silver. I think you get the idea. I'll show you probably when it's drying on the car. And then we've got these other ones, which I'll whack on fast forward, stick some music on. We'll get through these and move on with the car. Okay, so trims are back indoors and they're drying off now, and they've got to pay my attention over to the badges that go in the middle, the chrome badges, which are these. I don't know how well you can see them, but they're all faded and gone, not very nice. So I'm going to work my way through them with some compound, and we're going to make them shine like a mirror. So we'll do that off camera, and then we'll get them fitted to the middle of the trims. Right then, so they've all got their badges back in, looking really good. So let's get them on the car and see what they look like, shall we? Need to get the car uncovered again now. Obviously it was all covered up, ready for doing all the sanding and stuff like that. We've obviously got to do the final stages on the car as well, so I'm going to fit them back on the car and see what we look like. Okay, so that's what she's looking like now with them trims all fitted, painted up, badges in. Still lovely and shiny. That's what they look like. Nice and tidy. So now we've got to move on to some of the other bits. I've done a couple of the other bits on the car off camera. So basically what we've got left is, show you this side as well. See how shiny it is and see how good it looks with the wheels done, which is awesome. I'm now going to put some wax sealants and stuff like that on it. And then I'm going to do the windows. I've got to sort out the arch trims because they still look horrible. They've got to be nice and shiny and blended in. They're still a bit sort of matte finish and faded, which isn't so good. But we're very close to getting it finished, which is awesome. And then the next part, which will be part 5, will be a case of taking it down the road for a test drive, reviewing the window, all my lovely subscribers, and then I'll do the photo shoot and that'll be going up for sale. Right, so let's carry on. Okay, so all the windows and stuff on the inside and the outside now are looking as shiny as the car. It's starting to look pretty awesome. Right, so the whole car's got sealants and that on it now. And they're going to do its final coat. And that should be all ready for a good couple of years worth of weather then. Rain, sun, you name it, can be chucked at it and that will just clean up like this pretty much every time. If just detailed lightly, because obviously all the stuff I've done will protect it for quite a while. So the idea of what I'm up to, stuff I'm putting on is very similar to the stuff that they make, like the non-stick frying pans and that sort of thing with. So it'll be scratch resistant, petrol resistant, diesel resistant, all that sort of stuff. And it'll protect it for many years to come now. I mean, this could still look this good in 5 years' time if treatment's kept up. You just keep it clean and detail it every now and again, and that will keep coming back up like this. Obviously it's looking a bit strange now because it's got a big white coating all over it, so it's not shiny now. But once this has been dried on for sort of 10-15 minutes, underneath that, and that's once I've sealed everything up, you'll have a mirror finish for many years to come. So I'll carry on running the rest of the car, get the rest of the car done, start to take this off, and we should have a lovely car. So the whole car's covered in this stuff now. It looks like I've undone all the work I've done. Because you can see it's all misty, which is exactly how it should be. But when I start taking this off, once that's dried in a bit, and sort of give it 15-20 minutes normally, let it dry right in. It should put a really nice protective coating on the car and leave us with our mega shine that we've got underneath. Whew, I'm really out of breath. That's normal, you have to press hard and rub this right in. But it's really good stuff. It's our own mix, so I can't really sort of say what it is, because you have to make it up out of all different stuff. But it definitely does the job. And we'll see what we've got very soon. Sorry for the shaky footage, my arms are shaking from the hard work I've done on this. These videos were on video, what, 4? But it's not 4 days worth of work, it's probably been 2 weeks. Some of the days are like 3 days worth of work per video. Just trying to breathe, bear with me. So yeah, it's not something you can do in a couple of days, I can assure you of that. But if you just keep going at it and keep going at it, you can make them look really good. Right, so I'm going to take some of this off and see what we've got underneath. Nice fresh cloth, nice and clean. Let's see. Oh. Always love it when you get to these end parts. See all your hard work's done. You couldn't get any better than that if you tried. Virtually impossible. Even the show car respray will still be only slightly better. Let's see what I've got now. Not sure what it looks like to you lot, but to me it looks amazing. I'll bring you over once I've done this side, and then I'll do the rest off camera. Right, hopefully you can see the efforts that I've gone through. It's absolutely crystal mirror finish now. Lovely jubbly. Right, I'm gonna take off the rest of the car. I'm sure you don't want to see me going around the whole car doing that. So I'll bring you back when I've finished. We'll have a little walk round. And then we've got to tackle the trims around the wheel arches and stuff like that. And the dash and all that sort of thing. Put some nice new mats in. Do under the engine bay. And then we're getting towards the end of the project pretty much. That'll be a test drive, photo shoot, move on to the next one. But we're not quite there yet, so let's keep going and see where we end up. So it's looking pretty awesome. And we've only got one more step further to go. The whole car's like that now. As you can see. Oh, excuse me being out of breath. Oh, I'm nearly tripping over my own feet. Oh. Next thing I'm going to do is hit these wheel arch trims and stuff like that. Do under the bonnet, do the dash and stuff like that. And then we're going to watch it outside, aren't we? Okay, so we're pretty much there. Nice and clean. All the dash and everything looks like it's brand new. Lovely. Done the arch panels, so they blend into the car now. Hello everybody, look how shiny that paintwork is. Lovely. Same with these arch trims. All the front, I don't know if you can remember, but around all them grills and stuff, they were really faded and not looking very nice. Now look at them. Look at the engine bay, lovely and shiny. Everything water, oil and grease free and all shining nicely. Lovely. Reflections on these doors and stuff, and panels are unbelievable. This size is exactly the same, all nice and clean. Dash is all shining. Can't ask for much more. So we're getting to the end of this one. That's pretty much ready to go out. There's one more thing I've got to do, which I can't do right now, and that's, you might have seen, we ain't got a back number plate yet. But one should be here tomorrow, hopefully. And then I'll be able to get this car out of the garage, do the test drive, do a photo shoot, and this one will be going up for sale. We'll move on to the next one. Ain't been a too bad car to do because there was no paintwork to do before we started all this cleaning. So that was good. There was no mechanical work I had to do. Just checking the car over, making sure I couldn't find any faults, which was all sorted. There's nothing there. It's got a really good history anyway, so that should be good. But you always got to check. We put some tyres and stuff on. Bought some trims, put them on, repainted them, stuff like that, as you know. Oh, there is another thing actually. There's these. Nearly forgot. One more thing to go. Lovely set of luxury mats. So we'll get them in the car as I go to take it out. For now they'll stay in the back. And yeah, that's pretty much where we are. Put the aerial back in on the roof. Just took it off when I covered it up. It just stops the old sheets and stuff from sticking up in the air. Oh, and this side is all the same. Couldn't ask for any more. I don't know what you lot think, but I think it's looking pretty good. And there ain't many Corsa C's or D's or even Mercedes, BMWs and stuff like that that look like that driving around the roads. The whole reason I do it, I love to pull up in somewhere like, you know, a petrol station or something like that and going to fill up. And you pull up next to a car that's like a year old or just been bought, and this is sitting there shining 10 times better than the brand new car. Right then, so I'm going to leave this one here. I'll say thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate you coming in. And I'll see you very soon on the next part. So, like I say, cheers for coming in. Really appreciate you coming in and hanging around and joining in the chat and watching the videos. So thanks very much, and I'll see you very, very soon. Can't wait to take this one out and get it all photoed up.